Good morning, millennials, and welcome back to the toast. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for choosing to spend the day with us. It means the world.
It means so much. Good morning, Turtlennials.
Good morning, Turtlennials.
Are you a Turtlennial?
You're giving moldy energy.
No.
I am a Turtlennial.
I'm giving Turtophile energy.
Are you a Turtlennial?
I'm a Turtlennial.
Okay.
I'm a Jackslennial.
We are so excited to be here with you guys. Just another beautiful episode, swirly summer. Hope your summers are off to a swirly start.
Yes, we are settling in nicely to the summer of the swirl.
The summer of the swirl is just getting started. And it's so us because pretty much every day we get on the show and we talk about swirly summer at a glance, which is the most on-brand thing for us. Just sort of where we're at swirly summer, how we're feeling.
I think that's a part of swirly summer, though, is taking the temperature every day. That's incredibly swirly.
And it's something that you can come to expect. And what's more comforting than like knowing what's going to happen next?
And I think it's important for us to really see where we're at, to acknowledge the space that we're in, and to identify that space.
Do it.
No matter how painful. No matter. However, today it's not a painful space. It's a beautiful Tuesday, part of a wonderful week.
It's a little painful. We record. We record in my bedroom.
I guess, yes, physically it is a bit painful.
My bedroom is a place that I, like to tailor to my needs. So the air conditioning is always on the lowest possible setting. We were just sort of gifted this morning.
The AC would be on the highest.
Lowest temperature. We were just sort of gifted this morning
Aladdin.
with a broken air conditioning unit, which is obviously not ideal for my sleep schedule. You guys know how I am. And then also not ideal, we're recording under these big bright lights, big silly. So
right.
At this very moment, the air conditioning is off. It's 77 degrees in this room.
It's warm. That's like what you were trying to say.
It's extremely warm. And I feel like if we do start to get veer into a little bit of crazy moldy conversations today, just know it's because of the air conditioning. And I just want to say, I do feel like the universe is trying to get me, to challenge me in my podcasting. Every day is more challenging than the next. One day it was the audio. Today it's the air conditioning. Other days it's the lighting. It's why can't this makeshift piece of shit studio ever just work out?
No, God
or yesterday, the Wi-Fi
challenges to
the Wi-Fi went out yesterday. So if you're watching on YouTube, it was super delayed. Every single day, it's fucking something. And I just want to let you know, universe, I'm fucking sick of it. I am sick. I've had it up to where? Oh, here.
No, it's like the podcasting Olympics, but I do think we will prevail and we will win gold by the end of the summer.
Speaking of Olympics.
When do they start?
So they start the end of July 26th. And I just want to say, obviously I'm excited that we extended our trip for a multitude of reasons, but one of them is now being we will be able to watch the Olympics together. We were only going to catch the first couple of days together when we were just vacationing through July. So that is something I'm really excited about. And I need them to start doing more programming. It's low-key only 10 days away.
But also we haven't been watching TV. So if they have been doing programming, we haven't been seeing it. And Sabrina Carpenter is in a commercial now.
Yeah.
So I saw that. I guess it's Sabrina Summer, Olympic Summer. The two shall meet.
To update everyone on a story we discussed a couple of weeks ago, the Chamber of Gaming in Paris did jump in the Seine to make some sort of point, proving that it was clean enough for sports to take place. I think that was extremely brave.
I just what does one thing have to do with the other? Just because you want to swim in duty doesn't mean other people do.
Yeah, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
So it's just another day in paradise, or today, hell.
I think that's extreme, law. I think it's extreme.
You're not also as temperature crazy as I am.
No, and I do think you keep it really cold in here, and it's a while until I'm even comfortable when it's cold. But your studio in New York is really hot. So just
let me ask you a question.
Transport yourself
about temperature.
Okay.
Would you prefer to be really hot or really cold?
Cold, of course.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would say otherwise unless they're so skinny.
Oh, is that a universal truth?
I think so. For real ones.
Yeah. And
if you choose hot, you're just not a real one.
If you choose hot, you're seriously nuts. That's insane.
There's two kinds of people. Yeah. Literally. And I think we're very different. And people can be different, but we can coexist.
That's beautiful. You want me to put that in a bumper sticker for you? Coexist?
Yes.
You just kind of look like the type of person who would have a coexist bumper sticker.
I do. I would have a lot of bumper stickers.
You would. I would say my sister is a star.
Honk if you're a toaster.
Of course.
New driver.
Oh, stay away. Yeah. Back up. Yeah. Give me space. I'm doing the best. Jackie would have a bumper sticker that simply just says, I'm doing the best that I can.
I'm doing my best. Makes wide turns.
Makes wide turns. The stories today, I don't know them because you selected them. You were the curator of this affair. But I do know we're going to be talking about what happened at the MLB All-Star game last night. And the national disgrace from Ingrid Andress. And I just want to let you know, like, I'm feeling really excited to talk about that.
I'm sure that you are. That's kind of your favorite sort of story.
It is.
National anthem blunders. However, I am feeling like a little torn because you know how much I love Ingrid Andress. And I just wish it wasn't her. I wish it was someone that I could like
hated.
Slam unabashedly.
Yep. You guys know, like, and I think for a lot of people, hearing the name Ingrid Andress yesterday was the first time they'd ever heard it. Not for us, because she's actually a really amazing country singer, songwriter, girly swirly. Now, I will not let my feelings for Ingrid stop me from saying my truth, because I have some really harsh truths for Ingrid.
I'm going to say the truth for sure. Just know I take no pleasure in it.
Thank you. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it sounds like you want to get into it.
Like, no, I do want to dilly and I do want to dally.
Yeah, but you kind of just jumped right in.
I just wanted to kind of make a point to say I'm really excited to like drag her to Velth.
Okay.
In a sort of positive and uplifting kind of way.
Oh, in a unifying way? I mean, there's really nothing that unites the country like a bad national anthem or a good one.
I was going to say, the only thing that unites the country more than a bad national anthem is a really good one. Now, this conversation could take us down a myriad of roads, but let's just briefly...
I actually think the country is more united on a bad one.
Yeah.
Than a good one.
Because nothing brings like people together more than haters. We are a nation of like true haters. And that's why like I'm like
proud American.
I'm a proud American. And in all sense, I'm like a real American, you know?
You hate.
Because I just hate.
And first of all, like a good one, it's always pretty subjective and it's really hard, especially in modern times, to find someone who everyone would say like that was amazing.
Yeah.
And even when it is amazing, like I do think that negativity is more motivating for people. You know, it's like a Yelp review. You don't leave a review when you've had a good time.
She's going off. She's so right.
You only leave it when you've had a negative experience. Or if you're me, you just don't leave one at all. Ever.
But the thing about bad national anthems, I think it's also an important factor is like how famous are you? So that's why the Fergie one was so big, because like she's super famous. Last night was like an awkward thing where it's like, also we don't know you, you know?
Yeah, but also it's a really big game.
Yeah, well, it wasn't like a real game.
No, but it's a home
all-star
run derby.
Yeah.
The HRD.
Yeah.
So it's not just two teams like regionally playing each other. Only the people from that state are really watching. It had national. You
know, Ben's friend Pete is like the king of the home run derby. I don't know if he won last night. I have to check, but he like wins all the time. He was there and he was like on camera. I need to have Ben like prod him for information.
Yeah.
He was like trying to keep a straight face. That's the other part.
Yeah.
Well, we'll save that.
Because also it's like, you might not be your favorite in the beginning, but in the beginning it was like
fine.
Not bad enough that like people could laugh. But then it just really went downhill. And it was seriously like a disgrace to the country.
It definitely was. But the question I had wanted to ask.
Military people who are standing there so serious, like.
After what they've seen, after what they've been through.
And just like being audibly disgraced.
My question for you before we dive into the Ingrid Andress was about national anthems. Who, in your opinion, is the greatest to ever do it?
Well, like Whitney Houston is objectively the greatest.
Yeah.
I wasn't really alive, so I just feel like a bandwagoner for saying that.
Yeah.
It's not an original thought.
I think a lot of people would consider like a contemporary version to that's the best to be Beyonce's.
Okay.
Which is stunning as well. Mm-hmm. Then I think the only person like from like the last maybe 5 or 10 years who would get, I wouldn't say he's the best, but he was definitely like in the top Hall of Fame is Chris Stapleton.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga, no, she did God Bless America.
Yeah.
That was a really good one too.
It was good, but she like definitely put her funky spin on it.
Which is okay.
So I can say like it's not for everyone.
Which is okay for songs that aren't the anthem.
Yeah.
The anthem, you have to stay classic. You can do like special riffs, like Whitney like really added a couple of really gorgeous riffs in there, but you can't veer off course too much.
Yeah.
And I would sing my version of the national anthem right now, but I am a little bit congested and I have been getting some feedback.
Make it better.
I've been getting some feedback that I'm like talking so loud on these microphones, blowing them out. So I will just politely see myself out since everybody hates me so much.
We'll miss you, Turtlenial.
No, Turdy, we don't hate you. Thanks.
No, Turdy, we'll keep your secret.
Come on, Curdy, we'll keep your secret.
We'll lower all volume when you're talking.
So just know I do have an amazing rendition of, like I speak very passionately on this subject because I know what it's like. And maybe if you had a song that you were passionate about, you would know what it's like, but you don't.
Yes. However, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt in like one situation, which it's like the audio and the earpiece and all of that. Like I would like to see, it's easier to
Acapella.
sit here and just start singing. You don't have like a band to keep up with in a different key. You could switch keys.
Well, as somebody who like has zero live performing experience, I agree with you. Ingrid Andress is somebody who plays with in-ear monitors all the time, who plays with a band all the time. This is literally her job.
Yes, but
that would be like you saying like, oh, well, like we can't live podcast. Like we can because we do it every day. Do you know what I mean?
No. And it's a different, like it's a stadium. It's not her tech. Like I'm just saying, people are always touching the ear just to let you know, like, this isn't my fault. This isn't my plate.
So she joins the likes of, Fergie, Hannah Montana, and others.
I feel like there was someone else recently
who messed up the words or who sang it poorly. There's two different.
I love mess up the words. Like seriously, how dumb are you?
That's Hannah Montana, and they literally put the words like on the screen these days. Like there's no reason for you not to know the words.
Yeah.
So we will get into that, even though we already did.
That's one of my favorite tropes.
One of my favorite tropes is just sitting on this couch with my girlies. We're like, oh, we need to talk about what we did yesterday. Because you know what we did? We shopped till we dropped.
I got this skirt that I'm wearing.
We just realized, we would be spending a little bit of extra time out here. And we wanted to spend the day together. It was a beautiful day. So what did we do? We hopped into town and we just dropped and shopped and dropped and shopped. We got some athleisure. We got some fabulous dresses for our live shows because we do have options, but they weren't great. So Jackie and I both purchased.
I like my options. I need more. I don't have enough dresses to get me through the summer.
We both purchased really cute dresses for the live shows from Love Shack Fancy.
And we'll wear them on the same night, so it'll be like Love Shack Fancy night.
Right. We
LSFN.
We got some athleisure. We had lunch, probably one of the worst lunches and one of the worst lunch experiences.
Yeah, it was a horrible experience. It was like one of those places that's like, you know what they called it on the restaurant, and this is what Strawberries is going to be.
And by the way, I don't want to disgrace like a local facility.
With the place. Just like we didn't know that you need to order before if you want to sit there and you just pick it up and sit and eat. And people didn't know what to order.
People had said like if you go and you don't place your order online before, like it's like really slow. And I was like prepared for like a slow. Yeah. It was also like a Tuesday at 2:00. It wasn't like crazy lunch Monday 2:00. Excuse me. And they really exceeded every one of my expectations in their shitty service and wait time. It was like seriously. And then we got our food and it was like bad.
Mine was really bad and I just got a Caesar wrap.
There's just nothing worse than like working hard for a lunch and the lunch doesn't lunch.
It was a total waste of time. Like it hurts me to think of all the shopping that I could have done and all the things what I could be wearing today.
Right.
But if we didn't waste our time on that lunch.
It was a lunch wasted.
But they said like the place is described, they have provisions. And I love a place that has provisions. And I believe one day Strawberries will have provisions.
So I love like this age that we're in where like normal things get new words. Like the new trend, provisions, that's a good one. But also like if you're a pharmacy, now you're an apothecary.
No, but I think there are we're also just out here. Like
no, I don't see it all started with Rose's Apothecary.
Because it's a real thing.
It's a pharmacy. Okay.
But the place we go to here is really an apothecary.
It's a pharmacy.
No, but they have it's not just a pharmacy.
They sell like makeup and cleaning products. It's literally a store. Okay. Like it's a market.
Apothecary.
It's not an apothecary. An apothecary is like like a witch. Like she would like get her potion.
Brews.
Yeah.
But David Bador.
David Levy. Rose. Yeah. Dan Levy.
Dan Levy didn't have Witch's Brew.
No, but they sold like potions and things,
Yeah.
That's kind of a good name for an apothecary. Potions and things.
Or Witch's Brew.
Yeah, Witches of WeHo.
Witches of WeHo.
I like that.
So we're in our apothecary provisions era.
Oh yeah, that's the other okay, here's another one. Ready?
It's just like slow living things because you're not in a huge pharmacy
Walmart
department store. You have to go to a specific store to get the thing that you need.
Here's another one. And I feel like this happens a lot at hotels when they have like little markets in their lobby that sell like sunblock and playing cards. Sundries.
Oh, sundries. That's like provisions.
Yeah, sundries, provisions, like apothecary.
I think that's what maybe Strawberries Global will be. Sundries, provisions, and apothecary.
Like I see the word sundry and I actually feel warm. Do you know what I mean? Because I think of vacations.
That's how I feel about provisions. Like that's the kind of food I like. I like provisions food.
Provisions doesn't give me that warm, tingly feeling that sundries does. Like sundries, I'm just like, I'm on vacation. I need Advil.
There's chips.
Yeah, it's like Advil, chips, a comb.
There's chips to the Cape.
I love chips.
Cape Cod Chips should do an ad like
with Elle Woods.
And she's saying, oh, it's chips to the Cape.
We were also, we ate chips yesterday. I had sour cream and onion chips, like throwback.
Yeah, she's so interestingly palated.
Well, let me just say this. It wasn't an original idea because I had lunch with Shannon while she was here a couple of days ago and we got chips. And, like I just got like normal chips.
I'm cracking up.
And she got sour cream and onion and like literally me and Margot ate her whole bag of chips. I was like, That's a good flavor.
She's influential to her core.
Yeah, literally, like even her chips.
Even her chips.
They were so good. And then did you eat any of mine yesterday?
I had a couple.
They were good, right?
Yeah.
Sour cream and onions, just like you don't think of sour cream and onion when you're like at a place getting a wrap or a salad and they give you a bag of chips with it. Like you think like classic salt and vinegar.
I wouldn't think that you would like sour cream and onion. I do not like green eggs and ham.
It's kind of a crazy thing about me. I'm constantly feeling like I need to keep people on their toes, and that's why I had those chips.
And that is definitely shocker.
Shocker.
Shock to the system.
It's a shock to the system for sure.
I feel shocked.
You look shocked. Like
How about you guys? Feeling it? Feeling the shock?
Do you feel that?
Shock.
So we've got a great show for you guys today. I'm ready to dive in, Jax, if you are.
You don't want to talk more about our favorite chip flavors?
Oh.
Because I could go on and on about salt and vinegar.
I know you could. I think salt and vinegar is seriously one of the most disgusting things.
I would be so shocked if you did like it.
Yeah.
But you're missing out, like the way you feel about sitting down with like pretzels and a Diet Coke.
Uh-huh.
There is a similar experience, though a different taste
Palette.
board
Taste
to
board.
be had
Yeah.
with salt and vinegar and Diet Coke. And like that is just like
You are so wrong for that.
No, this is my truth.
I just don't think it's like
not right or
natural
wrong.
to open a bag of chips and like stink up a whole facility. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, sour cream and onion.
They don't.
They're so smelly.
They are not.
They're smelly. They smell different than they taste even.
I actually like a crazy thing about me because I'm such a snacker. I don't love chips.
I know. You always want like fries with your wrap when I think like a wrap should have chips.
Oh, by the way, fries and chips are not like of equal merit. I can't even get into that.
Certain things, like I don't want fries with my sandwich. I would want chips.
You are so wrong for that. I just think
my truth.
I think
It's
that
not
like
right or wrong.
I think there's chips and then there's the baked variety of chips, baked Lay's, baked Ruffles. To me, those are the best things on the planet.
Okay,
but like,
fine, but that's still chips.
yeah, no, but like people like chips culture, like Lay's, Cape Cod.
Who actually eats yellow bag of Lay's?
A lot of people.
Unless like they're being served it at Fire Festival.
A lot of people do, and I just like I'm not into chips culture.
No,
I've
these
said
days
it.
when we have kettle chips, there's so many.
Well,
to
in
go
the Hamptons,
for the yellow bag.
In the Hamptons, I've noticed this because chips and chips as opposed to fries are like much more. It's like a Northeast New England kind of thing. There's chips everywhere you go, and they love the brand Hal's.
Yeah, Hal's not my favorite. No shade to Hal's.
A little
Respect.
shade.
Like get after it.
It's
Corner
not my
that
favorite.
market.
It's not my favorite.
I like Cape Cod. I like that brand Kettle. You know, the big K.
Yeah, of course. I like the like all American. These are sort of like regional brands you're mentioning. I like the ones that are sold in Walmarts all across the country. Tostitos, Lay's, Fritos,
That's
like
a small bag. But what chips are you talking about? You're saying you don't like regular Lay's,
no baked Lay's.
baked Lay's. Anything else are you talking about, or just baked Lay's?
Just baked Lay's. Oh no, I like Ruffles, sour cream and cheddar Ruffles.
Yeah, but they don't have those like
even
prepare with
plain
your
Ruffles,
sandwich.
like the wavy Ruffles.
Plain, gorgeous.
Absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
and there's
A perfect
nothing better.
Chip, a perfect chip, especially with a sandwich.
Jackie, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. There is nothing better than like a big all American barbecue with that huge like family size bag of plain Ruffle wavies. That to me is joy. That to me is America.
That's like that sandwich place we order from by me.
Yes, they
send you with
love a Ruffle. And they're right for that.
And they're right to know that that's the best chip for a sandwich or a wrap.
Because I also think that people take chips and they crunch them up for their salads, for their wraps. And like that salty, plain Ruffle is perfect for that as well. Now there is kind of a crazy thing that I don't do all the time, and I kind of like should start doing it more. So when you take a plain chip like that and you dip it in ketchup.
Yeah, we did that more when we were kids.
And that's like a brand of chip in Canada. It's like super popular.
Oh,
they have
ew.
like ketchup coated.
I don't like that.
It's Heinz brand.
No, yucky. Like you have to make it from scratch. Like,
From scratch.
you can't have it prepackaged.
Yeah.
And the Lay's are good for that, I will say.
Should we do like a Patreon chip taste test?
Okay.
Just an excuse to like go eat chips.
Yeah, and like get every chip under the sun.
Right. We need to go to like a big all-American grocery store, not these apothecary sundry provision
But we're
places.
here.
We need to go to Walmart. Like we need to make the drive. There's a Walmart like 45 minutes away. We need to go.
Okay.
And we work hard. Like that's just us being committed to our craft. I'm so glad we had this conversation.
Yeah, no, I feel like we were just cutting it off at its knees.
Totally.
There was so much more to be said.
Are you ready?
I am ready for the Fast 5 stories that you need to know.
And the Fast 5 stories that you need to know are brought to you by Caraway. Their internet famous kitchenware is a staple for any home and comes in a variety of modern shades to fit with any design aesthetic. Ditch the chemicals with Caraway. Their non-toxic kitchenware features a chemical-free ceramic coating, so food can be prepared with peace of mind that no hard-to-pronounce chemicals will leach into your healthy ingredients. Let me say this. Not having our Caraway kitchenware here is a challenge. We did bring one Caraway pan and everyone's like fighting over it. It's not enough. And it's really highlighting like how much we rely at home on our Caraway kitchenware. It's been like, we are survivors and we will get through this, but it has been challenging.
You don't know what you've got till it's gone.
Their products are fabulous. They've got everything you could possibly need for the kitchen, from cookware, bakeware, utensils. They've got cutting boards, a pizza cutter. They really have got everything. It's non-toxic, it's easy cooking, and they're well-loved. Over 65,000 people have rated 5 stars about their Caraway kitchen. Now it's time to try it for yourself. Their naturally slick surface means that minimal oil or butter are required for slide-off-the-pan eggs and easy cleaning. We did the math, and their internet famous cookware set comes with the saute pan, the fry pan, the Dutch oven, and saucepan, plus lids and storage. It's the ultimate kitchen setup, and the cookware set will save you $150 versus buying the items individually. So if you visit carawayhome.com/toasty, you can take an additional 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners. So visit carawayhome.com/toasty or use code toasty at checkout. Caraway, it's non-toxic cookware, and it's made incredibly modern. Today's episode is also brought to you by State Farm. We know that our toasters can agree that nothing feels better than a personal win, like when you get a final piece of furniture delivered to your apartment and your home truly feels complete, or you hit a personal best in a workout, perhaps you're training for a 5K. Whatever it is that you feel is a win for you. It can be big, it can be small. It's so important to surround yourself with people who will celebrate with you. And that's what State Farm does. Maybe you're a toaster who managed to stop for a much needed iced coffee but still made it to work on time. Whatever it is that you define as a win, it calls for a celebration. And who is cheering right beside you? State Farm. Through all journeys, through all, phases of your life, State Farm is going to be there for you. Because with the State Farm personal price plan, you can create an affordable price just for you when you bundle home and auto. So celebrate by breaking out the confetti and those happy dance moves. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can bundle and save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. How we were talking about like the National Anthem Hall of Fame. We should do like a Hall of Fame for the State Farm outro.
Yeah,
Hit
I
it.
guess I would be the headliner.
Yeah, the headliner before me. Yeah.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can bundle and save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is truly there. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by customer. Availability and amount of discounts and savings and eligibility may vary by state. Again, that's like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. That's kind of like my Marilyn Monroe version. You wanna hit it one more time before we?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It is officially vacation season, and we're excited about our most recent sponsor because it's the time, especially when the air conditioning in your bedroom is broken. It's Lumi Whole Body Deodorant. We are not inviting our body odor along on vacation. No matter where we go, we always bring our Lumi Whole Body Deodorant. It keeps us smelling fresh all day, everywhere from our underarms to our underboobs to our feet. In fact, it's clinically proven to control odor. Is Teresa Giudice doing this read? It's clinically proven to control odor for a whopping 72 hours, so you could fly all the way to Singapore and still smell fresh for your landing. Okay, I love this concept of like deodorant, not just for your armpits, because like, yes, that's important, of course. But some of us, have breasts. Some of us have rolls. Some of us have just crevices that need attention to. And Lumi Whole Body Deodorant is perfect for that. And if you want to get 15% off all Lumi products as a new customer, use our exclusive code and link. The code is TOAST and it's LumiDeodorant.com. That's LUME Deodorant, DEODORANT.com. It was created by an OBGYN who saw firsthand how normal BO was, that it was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. It's also, because it was created by an OBGYN, safe to use anywhere on your body. So that's pits, underboobs, thigh folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, vulvas, and feet. So get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive link and code. It's TOAST at LumiDeodorant.com. That's code TOAST at LUMEDeodorant.com.
Thank you, Church Lennial.
You're welcome, Jacques Lennial.
Our first story, Ingrid Andress botches the national anthem. She's being roasted for her painful national anthem performance at the MLB Hallmark Derby. So Ingrid Andress is a singer-songwriter whom we adored up until 12 hours ago.
We still adore, but a lot of people don't know her. We love that song. You'd be breaking more hearts than mine.
But
I think it's one of like the best written songs in the last 10 years.
I agree. Her whole album is amazing. Her voice is beautiful.
Yep.
She's a wonderful musician through and through. So maybe I'm best poised actually to speak on this, because if this was someone I didn't know, I would be like, how are you working? Who gave this person this position?
Yeah.
Can't carry a tune. So like, I understand how she got here because she has a beautiful voice every other day of the week. What I don't understand is how this happened and why this happened. What happened here? Is she not as good of a singer as she is on her album?
I don't know, because I heard this and I thought to myself, it's time for a career change. Singing is not for you. It was crazy how you couldn't even hit one note right.
But to me, Ingrid Andress is someone who like would have had an illustrious career, like just songwriting, say, if she really didn't have a good voice. She only is like a front-facing musician because that's how like wonderfully she sings and writes music. I don't feel like she's a pop star who was going to be a singer at note come what may and is singing other people's songs with other people's voices. It's like if she couldn't sing, she wouldn't be doing this at all. So I don't think that she has a bad voice that she's been masquerading this whole time. Otherwise she just wouldn't be a singer.
Yeah. I would like to play it for people if it's okay. Like,
for the presentation of our nation's colors by the Texas Department of Public Safety Honor Guard.
okay. Let me just skip. Like,
Andress.
Ingrid Andress.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed by the twilight's
Oh, it's a double whammy.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous
There are
fight.
moments where it's not horrible.
O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed.
This part.
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still
Oh, not the Whitney Houston run.
Oh, say does that star-spangled
I think it's like part of the song.
banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
I just want to say these players are my heroes. Oh my God.
It's really the second half where things really go off the rails.
No, the
'cause
first half is really bad,
The first half
too.
is bad, but I don't know if it would have been like viral crazy, just like not good.
Those
That is-
players, seriously, who didn't crack a smile are American heroes. Now, I want to say this. This is disgraceful. Like, for real. I love the national anthem and I take it seriously, not to be like a theater nerd. It's such a beautiful song and there's so many beautiful people who can sing it beautifully. This is unexcusable. The world stage, the MLB All-Star, whatever the hell this was, is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's like, this is actually unacceptable. I find it disgraceful. I find it disrespectful.
She owes the country an apology.
She does. Not only did she sing it atrociously, she also did mess up words, which obviously is like a subplot here because
Right.
obviously the vocals are a little bit more.
And also, even if it sounded the way she intended for it to sound, like the breathy, like
Is- yeah.
is
That's what
for the
Fergie tried to do.
right? But even if it was done well, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like, even if you sounded really good, but you're still like making the national
Yes.
anthem sexy and breathy, stop it.
No, Jackie's so right about that. Some of the best singers are not equipped to sing the national anthem. That's why it's such a special song, is because only the Whitneys, the Beyoncés, people with these really mega house voices can sing it. So you're right. Even if she did do it, the rendition she was trying to do, even if she did it perfectly, it's not the vibe.
It's not
Stop.
the vibe. The baby voice, like stop it.
Agreed.
Francis Scott Key is rolling over. Stop.
Yeah, Betsy Ross deserves more than this.
Yeah, we all do.
Now, I just think this is an important time for me to mention that a lot of people are comparing this to Fergie. And I actually was in the audience. I was in attendance for the Fergie national anthem. And we all knew in that moment, like we knew we were witnessing history. And I was like, I hope people are watching because like if I ever downloaded and logged into my Snapchat, I would be able to find like my stories from that night because me and Ben were dying. It was so crazy. And this is worse.
Yeah.
It's only different because she's a lot less famous and like recognizable. So people might not know like Fergie was this, one name wonder, Fergie. That's the only difference. But her performance is 10 times worse than Fergie's.
Yeah.
Because there is not one note that she truly hits.
No, there's nothing redeemable about it.
It's really bad. And I just want to say in the footage, she looked like a little drunk.
I hope she was because
Which
I
would
needed
make
a
sense.
reason for the season.
And I think it was a weird select anyway. Like she's not the type of singer who A, is famous enough for this sort of stage, and B, who can carry that tune.
Like, but also what's so great about her music, it's not even her voice. She has a lovely voice on her songs. It's the songwriting and the whole picture. So
she's known more, and I think she's more skilled as a songwriter.
To give her this like belty song, it wasn't the best choice. It's not the choice I would have made, and it was actually worse than anyone could have imagined.
Yeah, like we were so happy that day. It's hard to imagine how terrible things would soon become. When I think of who it could have done if they were going country, like Carrie Underwood, of course, has a powerhouse vocal, ability range like that. Not everyone can do it.
Yeah. Megan Maroney, if they wanted like a more up and coming.
It's hard. I don't even know if Megan Maroney's voice is right for it. I'd have to hear her tape. But this is just, it's unacceptable. I'm sorry.
Where does she go from here? Do you think that she can bounce back and ever be more than this national anthem?
Well, Matt Rogers made a video saying like she is now being catapulted to a level of fame and success like she could only dream of, that she will be performing at like We Hope Pride next week. She's like about to become a gay icon. So there is lore there. And I have to say, like, they do say all press is good press. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. She is country
Matt
and
Rogers.
Las Culturistas.
Oh.
Not Bowen.
Las Culch?
Las Culch. He's always the other one. And he's always on Watch What Happens Live. That's how I know him. And he's sort of like a commentator on culture, much like ourselves. And he says that, this is huge. This is huge. And he's not wrong in the sense of like, no, Ingrid Andress was really never going to be of national note.
And maybe people, because like I liked her too much.
Yeah, and as you know,
She
everything
falls
Jackie
into the
likes.
category of like things that are, were
Too good for this
really
world.
good and too good for this world. But maybe people were like, who's Ingrid Andress? How'd she even get this? And they go and listen to More Hearts Than Mine. They're like, oh, okay. I could see how the choice was made. Fine.
If you find yourself like your interest peaking in Ingrid Andress, might I recommend the song More Hearts Than Mine?
Yeah.
It's like, listen to the words. It's heartbreaking.
I can't wait to show you where I grew up.
Run you around the footsteps of my town.
Then you'll meet my high school friends.
Turn around and visit him.
A few months now.
Just sing the chorus. What's the chorus?
If I take you home to mama, I guess I better warn ya. She falls in love a little faster than I do. And my dad will check your tires, pour you whiskey over ice, and buy you fishing, but pretend that he don't like you. Oh, if we break up, I'll be fine, but you'll be breaking more hearts than mine. Still gives me chills.
No, I have chills. Look at my leg. Oh, yeah, look at us. Chills. That song is so good.
The song gives us chills. We're an amazing singing duo. We should go on tour together.
What I'm saying, all that
Call
to
it
say,
Girly Swirlies Night Out,
is that there is something there with Ingrid Andress. You guys don't write her off just yet.
Sound off in the comments. Did you get chills too? Because I feel like we gave everyone chills.
Yeah, collectively.
And like Ingrid Andress, like you owe us.
Yeah, you owe us. But all of that to say, like, don't write her off just yet.
No, I won't. Like I would have never watched the Home Run Derby if there was no internet.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even ever know she did this. And I could go back to being an Ingrid Andress stan and Patriot simultaneously.
Having said that, as an Ingrid Andress stan and a Patriot simultaneously, in order for me to move past this as a fan, she owes us an apology.
Yeah.
Like 1,000%.
And I want
maybe
an explanation. Drinking, drugs, blame it on the fork. I don't care.
Yeah, blame it on the fork.
Say your husband was doing Fork of July.
So I was scrolling Instagram and I saw this series called Fork of July that disturbed me so deeply. I wasn't able to emotionally recover prior to my performance at the Home Run Derby. I hope you can all understand. Please respect my privacy at this time.
Literally say that.
Please respect my privacy at this time. Thank you to the cast and crew.
Yeah, and the lighting.
Of course.
And craft services.
Of course.
Because it's always them at the end of the day who suffer.
It's so true.
So blame it on the fork. What's for Fork of July today? Maybe we could put in a request.
I believe it's that pasta salad, like
Mexican
that he made last night. Like he banked some
he
content.
Didn't post it?
No,
he did post it.
Then the salmon burger. I don't want to spoil it.
Sorry, don't want to spoil it, but shout out to those salmon burgers.
The kids
he didn't
ate
make
like
enough.
seriously, they were gone in a second.
They wanted more. I had one on top of my tailored farms.
I did not have one, in a shock to nobody. I had a separate dinner made for myself.
We should make a request for a fudge today.
Sure.
Like I'm still waiting on the Italian camper sandwich.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting like when I want it for lunch. It could be today because I didn't have breakfast.
Your husband had a good call. Like a really good mac and cheese.
Yeah. And then my husband, he sends me these videos of sourdough, which is great because like he's getting involved. And there are all these creators who are like, can I sourdough it? And they'll put like
I saw
a
focaccia,
pizza,
yeah.
like whatever, Oreo sourdough. And this person put mac and cheese.
That's
And he's like a
disgusting.
serious chef. So he like put mac and cheese on the inside. He put it in a blender and sprinkled it. The most disgusting thing
Yeah,
I've ever seen.
like, that's vile.
And I'm like to my husband, you really want that?
No, that's
really,
seriously.
Bert?
We get one loaf a day in this house. And by the way, by the end of the day, the loaf is completely gone. Please don't ruin it.
No,
Like just leave it.
And at this rate, I can say like it's baked fresh daily around here.
It's giving provisions.
It's BFD. The provisions are BFD here. And today I am embarking on a cinnamon raisin roll. If you guys are patrons.
Your coffee. Did we spill it?
Just a little bit.
Okay. That was my fault. Sorry.
If you guys are patrons, you know my husband has been requesting a sweet sourdough roll. So I'm doing cinnamon raisin.
There's lots of talk about a potential cinnamon raisin loaf, which I'm not thrilled about. You know I don't like raisins.
But the loaf that I have proofing right now is 2 loaves. So you'll get your plain.
No, I saw a loaf, the loaf that was baked fresh this morning.
Yeah.
It's plain.
Plain.
I saw it. I don't know why whenever the loaves are out and like uncut, I have to just walk by and like, this is going to be started. I do this
Knocking on it?
knock.
It's
I'm
the
just like,
knock
oh,
test.
look, bread. Like, I don't know why. I've literally, with my dirty hands, touched every single loaf. I don't know why. I'm just like, knock, knock.
Just to make sure, like it passes the knock
No, I'm
test.
like, oh, look at this.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Bread.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Dough. Dough who? Sourdough. Bitch. So just know my dirty hands are all over like every single loaf that you've created.
But the good news is by the time we're done with this episode, the loaf will have cooled enough for us to cut into it. And we will have like truly fresh bread that's still warm on the inside.
I'm glad you are bringing that up because I think there's just like one issue, not with your sourdough, but with sourdough in general.
Like how long you have to wait.
No, I don't mind that you wait, but like by the time you wait, it's not hot. So like Jackie made a loaf that was like perfect temperature. And I'm like, let's just fucking cut this bitch open. I'm starving. She's like, okay. But she told me it's like not the way to do it. And it was good. But like in 30 seconds, the loaf had completely deflated. They need to work on that.
Or could someone in the SD community let us know, like, what's the amount of time we should wait after baking where if we cut it, it will still be
hot.
warm, but it won't deflate because it's like done cooking because it's still like cooking on the inside.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it at that.
I think that's a fair criticism.
Thank you. I also I hate waiting for things to cool. Like when you're baking cookies, like, and I know like at the end of the day, the cooling is such an important step. Personally, it's not going to happen.
No, it adds hours to the sourdough process.
And just like torture.
But this morning I was up at 7:30, so I was able to preheat the oven, get it in at 8:30, and now it'll be perfect for post.
It's so good. Your bread is so good. I feel like am I crazy or is everyone talking about your bread?
No, I mean, it's all my mentions and all my tags. Like you probably get tagged in what you get tagged in.
Yeah, I get tagged in like Kamala Harris's like supercuts of her falling out of a coconut tree. And people calling me like a genocide supporter. That's pretty much the extent of my mentions these days.
I get sourdough tips and tricks.
How fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's a fun community.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So, also say
Ingrid
everyone
Andress
is talking about it. Like it's not just a feeling.
And everyone's also talking about Ingrid Andress. It's
Yes.
Ingrid Andress and sourdough. That's kind of the two big topics in culture today.
And I will hold space for an apology and for forgiveness because that's
we
the
know
kind
her
of girl I am.
We know her. Like,
But it's really hard when you listen to it. It's unforgivable.
it's one of my favorite songs too, which makes it all the more difficult.
Which one? More Hearts Than Mine or National Anthem?
National anthem.
Yeah. Okay, are you ready for our next story? Some more baseball news.
Okay.
Because Kate Upton is talking about being a baseball wag.
I love Kate Upton.
I know. And I feel like we don't get enough Kate Upton. We get a decent amount.
We don't. I follow her on TikTok, and I have to say, like, whoever is doing her social media, like, absolutely needs to be fired. It's like seriously,
Like what's in my bag and stuff.
yeah, it's actually like piece of shit content, and I believe in Kate Upton, and I know Kate Upton can do better.
Yeah. Because she's a swirly.
Yeah.
At her core, like she's our age. How would you feel if
So
Kate Upton
true,
was
by the
making
way.
that content at your age?
And she really went viral, of course, like her body, but it was that video of her dancing and her personality.
Yeah.
Like she has swirliness to her. It's
Yes,
so
she
true.
does. So it shouldn't be so hard for the
No.
social media manager.
like,
And like I
seriously,
don't want
you're
to see
fired.
what's in Kate Upton's bag.
I actually don't care. And it's like she joined TikTok to promote this company that she started. Like it's so clear that that's her
Yeah.
goal. And that's fine, but you really like people on TikTok are extremely klug. Like they see right there, like you need to do like 11 videos before you start promoting your new company. And I don't even know what it is, you know?
Is it a beverage? I think it's a beverage.
I'm not sure.
Anyways, she's opening up on her absolutely insane life as a baseball wife after accidentally falling in love with Justin Verlander. So she was on Chicks in the Office podcast. And she is married to Houston Astros pitcher Justin Verlander. She opened up about being a baseball wag. She said, quote, being a baseball wife is absolutely insane. Like this schedule is wild.
Yeah.
It's so long. I didn't know. I accidentally fell in love. I had no idea that there were this many games.
Yeah, I think in WAG culture, sorry to use the slur, it's pretty much like everybody like feels bad for the MLB wives. It's like MLBs have it the worst and NFLs have it the best because there's only like 18
Yeah,
games.
we talk about this a lot. So it's interesting to hear it from her POV because MLB spring training takes place in February. Then the 162 game regular season lasts 6 months from late March until late September or early October. Then the postseason takes another month. She said no consecutive off days, only Mondays and Thursdays. I'm like, I don't see him, especially when you start getting into late playoffs when baseball is so exciting. But you're like, I haven't seen my husband in months. They better win.
Yeah, and I think for the girlies who are married with kids, like they don't travel with
Yeah, I
with
think
the men.
most girlies wouldn't travel.
It's really it's tough. No, I follow like some girls on TikTok, and when I think before they have kids, like yeah, sure,
Or
like
maybe even before they're married. They don't want them like out there. You're
yeah,
gonna
you like go to every game
As you should.
and it's like fun because
should.
like that's MLB, like life, you know, living the high life. But I think once you like start to settle down, like buy a house, put down roots, like you really can't.
No, you certainly cannot. Also, Justin Verlander is always in the playoffs and like always winning.
He's really
so his
good.
season's even longer.
Yeah, I imagine like being a MLB wag is difficult regardless, but like when your team and like your husband is like actually good at what they do, it makes it a lot harder.
I wonder when he's going to retire. Not that he should, but he's 41 years old.
Yeah, it's pretty old.
I like thought that he was retired
Me
for
too.
a while until he won the.
No, I thought like right after he won, remember
What did they win?
the World Series.
The World Series.
He won the World Series and then they got married like 3 days later. Do you remember that? I thought that was like
Yeah.
the perfect time to retire. Like seriously, like you have
Even
a
though
wife
he's
now.
like still been winning and he's doing amazing.
I know, and that's great and everything, but you have enough money, you have a wife now, like a family to think about. Like you won the World Series. What's a better way to go out than winning the World Series when you're like 37? It's not like you're so young. And it was this, I remember when it happened, it was like this against all odds thing. You have enough money, you have a wife now, just let it be.
No, but I feel like also when I feel like any athletic sports husband, when they retire, it's like a huge challenge in a relationship.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they're putzing around at home all day, no
Tom Brady,
purpose. They've
yeah.
been waking up at 5 a.m. their entire lives, like since middle school, high school,
Yep.
to train for this one thing, and now
Yep.
it's gone. So you know what? Maybe for their relationship, put it off as long as possible, especially while he's still winning.
You know who I think did it right? And this is like one of my favorite couples to talk about for some reason, Derek Jeter. Because he met Hannah Jeter a little bit late in his career. So I think that they were together while he was still an active player, like not even for that long, like maybe 1 or 2 years. Then he retired and they settled down and had kids, and now they're the face of Jeep Wagoneer. And I think that like that pays the bills handsomely.
And he's like an investor.
Yeah, no, he's like a classic Shark Tank guy.
Yeah.
And I think that they did it perfectly.
Yeah. Not every athlete who retires feels lost, but
No.
I think it's a really easy hole to fall into. And it
look
makes complete sense.
No, I mean, A-Rod, like he doesn't stop working. He has a million businesses, like a million things because you gotta. He's
Yeah.
also like a broadcaster, which is a big job too.
Yeah.
I think Derek Jeter does a little broadcasting as well.
Yeah, that's classic.
I like love Derek Jeter and I know nothing about him. Like baseball in my sports, broadcasting experience, like it's just a blind spot for me.
I think you can feel good in your love for him because I read Mariah Carey's book. Did you read it?
No.
And she wrote really lovely things about him. They
I
dated for a long
started
time.
Mariah Carey's book and like, let me tell you, that shit was like dense and like too well written.
It was like highly intellectual.
Yeah, and I was like, this is not
It's
like
not-
what I
wasn't
want to read.
swirly.
No, not at all. And I know there's like a lot of really good, like, because you're always bringing it up because there's a lot of like good, interesting, relevant things. I actually like I'm not smart enough to read Mariah Carey's. Like it's shockingly intellectual.
Yeah.
And
it
that's a
was.
shame.
So I'll just keep giving you the facts as they come.
But what did she say about him?
Oh, that he was such a great positive force in her life, like all good things.
I want to look up pictures of them like when they dated. That's like fun. That was before my time as a socially conscious human being.
Yeah. Yeah. When like you would have to like go to the library to get on the computer.
Correct. Mariah and Jeter. Oh my God, how cute are they?
Show me to me, Rachel. They're
Send it
so
to me.
cute.
No, they're so cute. I love them so much. Wow, he was a cutie. Like, he's not ugly now. He's just like not like, hot McGee. But I guess for a time, like he was like the hottie of the century.
Yeah, that's really cute.
Like Mariah Carey, like I know she wrote a book, but that was like a really good call. She's like the type of person who should write a book.
Yeah. Someone else that we were talking about recently, I was feeling like should write a book.
Who?
I'm not going to remember.
Okay.
But good luck to them. So yeah, Kate Upton, baseball wag. It's a hard life, but someone's got to do it.
And I love like her, sharing that with us. Extremely brave.
Are you ready for our next story?
What number is this?
3.
Yes.
It's some news that we should have spoken about yesterday, but it happened late last week, so I forgot. But Alec Baldwin has the charges dismissed against him in the Rust case. So Alec Baldwin burst into tears as the judge in his Rust case dropped the involuntary manslaughter charge against him on Friday after his defense attorneys argued the prosecutors had buried evidence. Quote, the late discovery of this evidence during trial has impeded the effective use of evidence in such a way that it has impacted the fundamental fairness of the proceedings, the judge said. Before the jury was brought into the courtroom on Friday, the third day of the trial, his attorney asked for the case against his client to be dropped, claiming that prosecutors sat on evidence that would have helped shed light onto how live ammunition was brought on the set of the Western movie Rust in 2021. He was indicted by a grand jury in January and was rehearsing a scene on the set of the movie when the gun he was holding killed Helena Hutchins and injured the director. But he has insisted in interviews he did not pull the trigger of the gun or know why it contained live ammunition. His lawyers claim that a man named Troy Teskey, a friend of Thel Reed, the father of convicted Rust armorer Hannah Gutierrez Reed, who was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter, turned over ammunition to authorities that he thought was connected to the case.
Wait, he didn't even pull the trigger, Alec Baldwin?
No, I don't know that, but like still it goes to like even if he did pull the trigger, he's filming the movie.
Yeah, of
Why
course.
was it real?
Of course.
So someone connected to the armorer turned over ammo that was like, I think this is connected to the case, and that was never turned into evidence. So the prosecutor said, we're talking about a prosecution that didn't preserve those bullets, that didn't collect them at all, that didn't turn them over. This is critical evidence in the case that was never disclosed to us. We were entitled to it. This case should be dismissed, Your Honor, and it was.
No, by the way, that's facts. The wheels of justice, they turn slowly, but they did turn, and I think this is the right call. This will go down in history as like one of the craziest things that's ever happened. And like, I don't know if I'll ever get over it, but literally it's the craziest thing. And I don't think Alec Baldwin like was to blame really at all. But it's just like a crazy thing about Alec Baldwin is that like he's like killed someone.
Yeah.
There's a small list of celebrities who have killed people. Now, they're not all the same because I do believe like zero blame lies on Alec Baldwin, but like, of course, Caitlyn Jenner, Chris Soules. One people don't really know, and let me just, before I slander, someone's name, let me just triple check. You know him?
Yes. I only learned that recently.
And it's a thing, right?
It sounds familiar, yeah.
Matthew Broderick on August 5th, 1987, while driving a rented car outside of Tempo, Northern Ireland, crossed into the wrong lane and collided head-on with another car. The driver, Anna Gallagher, and her mother were both killed. So he's double homicide.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is just like an interesting thing. Celebrities who have killed people.
Cool.
Does anybody care?
Yeah, it's just a little harrowing.
Here, IMDb, thank you. Celebrities who have killed people.
It's spooky. Gypsy Rose.
Well,
in
she's
her
not a
own
celebrity like who has killed people. She's a person who killed someone and then became a celebrity.
Yeah.
That's different. That's like, the Zodiac killer, Ted Bundy. Those are famous killers, not...
Okay. Yeah.
I don't recognize a lot of people on this list, like in terms of their names.
I imagine, it's hard to go far when you've killed someone.
Of course. Howard Hughes killed someone?
Who?
Killed a pedestrian with his car.
Yikes.
Yeah. Laura Bush?
Who is that? The wife?
That's George W.'s
wife.
She ran into another car and killed her friend, a 17-year-old friend and classmate in the 60s. Damn. Matthew Broderick, there he is. Of course, O.J. Simpson.
Of course. How could we forget?
Snoop Dogg. Wait, this list is crazy. He was arrested for murder of a rival gang member, Philip Woldemarian, although Snoop's bodyguard, McKinley Lee, was the one to do the actual shooting. Okay, that's different.
Okay.
Doesn't really
But
count.
like associated.
Yeah, but I don't know if that really would like get you on this list.
No, I agree.
Most of these are vehicular. Brandy. In 2006, she struck and killed a 38-year-old Awatef Abudihaj while driving another car.
I just would also, I know this list can't be that comprehensive, but like, were any of these people, like, who was in the wrong? I guess, like, if they were drunk driving and they killed someone, they would likely have gone to jail. So, like, maybe the other person could have been the drunk driver.
I think that's all in terms of people's names I recognize from this particular list. Oh. J.R. Smith.
Who's that?
Oh, it says J.R. Smith. Yeah, he used to play on the Knicks. That's how I recognize his name. Vehicular as well.
I think he has to be an actor in order to be on IMDb.
I agree.
So
yeah, they
just,
put
found
actor.
a small
It's
role
so
for him.
true. Okay, I think
I
that's
guess
it.
you could also athletes.
Well,
Like,
yes, of course,
there's a
Aaron
lot of that.
Hernandez.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
There was
Caitlyn
that,
Jenner.
That guy in Texas just a few weeks ago.
Who?
It was like a really bad. I don't know if anyone wound up dying, but it was a horrible car crash, and he just like walked away.
Oh, very famously, Phil Lewis, Mr. Mosby from.
Oh my god!
Yes, I knew this. He was arrested after he accidentally killed Isabel Duarte, a resident of Bethesda, Maryland, in a car crash. He was charged with manslaughter and driving while intoxicated. Damn. Up there's Alec Baldwin, number 76 on the list.
Oh, it was in Dallas, but it was a Chiefs player.
Wait, I'm shocked. Wait, hold on.
A 6-car crash.
Who was it? A Chiefs player?
Yeah.
Okay, Jackie, wait. Here's 2 more. Luther Vandross. Yeah. Also vehicular. Wait, Jackie. Mitt Romney. He's on the list. They were traveling on dangerous roads in southern France as they drove through the village of Bernos-Belac. A Mercedes that was passing a truck missed a curve and swerved into the opposite lane, hitting Romney head on. I mean, that's like not you killing someone if somebody hits you.
That's what I'm saying.
Trapped between the steering wheel and the door, the unconscious Romney had to be pried from the car. A French police officer mistakenly wrote that he was dead on his passport. Oh, that's funny. Well, it's not funny.
Yeah, that's crazy. Damn. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
That's the end of the list.
Alec Baldwin, charges dismissed.
right.
What a weight lifted off from him. I mean, for the last 3 years, we really couldn't talk about Alec Baldwin while also being like, alleged murderer.
right.
So I think,
I'm happy for him.
I can't imagine the relief that he feels.
For sure.
So happy for him.
And Ilaria as well.
Are you ready for our 4th story?
No.
No.
Are you ready for our 4th story? Because
No.
it's brought to you by Splash Refresher. An integral brand when it comes to the influencer wagon.
And when it comes to Swirly Summer.
When it comes to Swirly Summer. So as you guys know, I have recently become obsessed beyond with the Splash Refresher. I always have one. I have one right here. This is a wild berry flavor. For those who don't know, that's my favorite
Turt's
flavor.
favorite.
So
Where no one else is allowed to drink them.
let's talk about, there's only 2 left. Did you know that? Somebody's been drinking them because I went down to get one for the studio and this is the second to last one.
Don't look at me. I don't know what
I know who it was.
My husband?
Yeah.
He wouldn't do that to you. He loves you.
But he loves Splash Refresher more.
You think?
1000%.
I'll ask him in earnest.
Although I know that wild berry isn't his number 1 flavor. I feel like he's really into like grape. I'm not sure. But I just know that someone's out to get me.
Interesting.
So when it came time for us to, make the preparations for our aristocratic influencer vacation, one of the first brands we reached out to was Splash Refresher. I asked for a crate of the wild berry flavor because your girl, admittedly, over the years has had a trouble staying hydrated. It has manifested itself in different ways. I feel like I'm always like getting headaches or just not feeling like I'm feeling fatigued, not feeling energized because I have a really hard time drinking water, staying on top of my hydration. It just doesn't taste good. It's not something I'm really interested in drinking. It's a chore. And I did not know about Splash Refresher. That's like the best part about the job is like when you're introduced to brands, they wanted to work with us and I was like, okay, sure, send it over. Let me take a sip. It was love at first sip for me in Splash Refresher, specifically the wild berry flavor. We respect, the hydration hustle, but sometimes it's just not going to work out in the way that you wanted to, and you need to bring in reinforcements. And for me, that was Splash Refresher. It's flavored water. It's delicious. It's bright. It's flavorful. It's hydrating. And if you can believe it, it has 0 calories. No matter how hard I try, I am always just a little dehydrated. I can never be bothered with a plain glass of water and then just like staying on top of it with like the water bottle. Like it's not going to happen. Enter Splash Refresher. They come in 5 craveable flavors, and they are there to satisfy your need for hydration with a little bit of flavor. So their flavors are wild berry, acai grape, pineapple mango, lemon, and mandarin orange. They are delicious. They are bright, flavorful, and hydrating. And I can't stress this enough. They are 0 calories. They're so good. Let me tell you, I'm now like having 3-4 a day. There's always one on my nightstand. And to me, it's not like, oh yeah, I have to drink water. At the end of the day, I'm like, oh my God, I drink so much water today. It's just kind of like, it's all happening for me in that sense. And I love it so much. I really don't know where it'd be. And a lot of people, like always ask me post Ozempic, like tips and tricks. Cause slay have managed to keep like most of the weight off except for like, those 10 pounds that I'm really still actively working on. And unfortunately, people were right. They always were telling me, if you drink your water, it's not everything when it comes to maintaining a healthy lifestyle. But let me say, it's a good chunk.
Yeah.
Are you going to make fun of the way I said lifestyle?
No.
Oh, I said lifestyle?
Oh, no, I missed it. Because Juliana and I drink a lot of water. No, like drinking more water, it's not going to solve all of your problems,
No.
but it's going to solve a lot of them. You would be surprised what you can do, how you can feel when
Yep.
you are properly hydrated.
That's one of the most frustrating things about this whole journey I've been on over the last 17 months, however long it's been, is that people were definitely right when they said you got to drink water.
And it's hard to accept that.
It is. And for me, I also am in my fitness journey, and hydration is even more important when you're doing, sweat sessions like I am, constantly running 5Ks, just that one time. Staying hydrated, it's going to make a difference. I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news. It will make a difference. And it's hard. And I'm here to give you a little bit of a cheat sheet shortcut. It's a splash refresher.
Yeah. Life's all about tips and tricks.
You can find splash refreshers on Amazon, on Instacart, at local Walmarts, Sam's Club, Kroger. I actually have not had a hard time finding them at all. It's crazy how I was living my life never heard of this brand. You would have seen them at the grocery store. I didn't notice. Now, everywhere I go, I really have not had a hard time finding it, which is fabulous, especially when I just call them up and I say, hey, bring the truck, load up the wagon. The aristocrats are coming to town. The girls are thirsty. So again, a splash refresher, 0 calories, delicious flavored water. There's it's very personal. I understand that. Like I said, your husband and I, we're always fighting over the splash. I am more of a wild berry girl, but
that's classic Turt wild
it
berry.
is because I had
She puts the wild
in the wild berry. I had an energy drink yesterday and I just went for the wild berry flavor. That's the flavor that I gravitate towards.
Yeah.
It's extremely personal. So find Splash Refresher today on Amazon and Instacart or at your local Walmart, Sam's Club, or Kroger. Once you've been introduced to the Splash Refresher lifestyle, there is no going back. Mm-hmm. So you're welcome. And I will say people send me DMs all the time, and I'm being really serious right now. Thank you so much for your, being so open about Ozempic. And let me tell you, I get so many messages. Thank you for telling me about Splash Refresher. I swear, Jackie, I swear to God.
I believe you.
They're like, oh my God, best tip. This is a hack, a wellness hack.
I need to make you a loaf of sourdough using Splash Refresher water.
Will it sourdough? That's a good idea.
I know. I'll do it.
Okay.
A wild berry loaf for you.
So thank you, Splash. Oh, I don't know if that was obvious. Splash is a sponsor of today's episode. So thank you, Splash. Thank you, Jax. Thank you to the Turtlennials.
Thank you to the Turtlennials. Our fourth story. So this is actually really sweet because it's something that we spoke about a few months ago. But now Natalie Portman is emotionally sharing how Rihanna helped her amid her divorce from Benjamin Millipede.
Okay.
So remember a few months ago, Natalie Portman and Rihanna ran into each other outside of a fashion show, and Rihanna was fawning over Natalie Portman, and everyone was shocked, including Natalie, including us.
Yes, yes, yes.
So on the Tonight Show, Natalie Portman was tearing up, recalling the time she met Rihanna. So Rihanna had no trouble straightening Natalie Portman's crown. Natalie became emotional while recalling a powerful...
I'm sorry. I just need to talk about that line you just read.
Just pretend I didn't.
No, it's not a reflection on you. It's not a reflection on you.
Entertainment Tonight is doing the work.
But can we talk about how writers...
we fix each other's crowns?
Yeah, this whole trope, whether it's writers or just memes or stuff where it's two women supporting each other, it's her crown. Stop. I just think seriously, jail for anybody who indulges in that sort of vernacular.
That means lock me up and throw away the key because I read it.
But Jackie, you didn't write it. I don't hold you responsible. I don't place any blame.
I gave it a microphone. You did. I deserve what's coming.
If I was doing the stories today, which I never would be, I would have just skipped past that line.
I didn't see that line because I was
You didn't see it coming.
Because I skipped what she had said.
Okay.
But she became emotional on The Tonight Show while recalling a powerful exchange she shared with the singer amid her recent divorce. So the interaction went down in January, or I guess it was a few months ago, outside of the Dior show. The moment was captured on video and quickly went viral, and the toast talked about it and everything. She said, "It was an amazing experience for me. I think every woman going through a divorce should get to have Rihanna say to her that she's a bad bitch."
No, that's funny, haha, but not every woman going through a divorce does get that. And I agree with her that I think it would help, but her bragging about it seriously is not helping any of these recently divorced women, for real. Fix their crowns, Natalie. Fix their crowns.
Wow. I think it's a relatable moment. Yeah, most of you won't get that.
Right.
But it's all to say that meant so much to Natalie, who knew what she was going through, but just even hearing that. And she's a rock star in her own right.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say you're going through something, maybe not divorce, but like something really hard personally. Who is like a famous person who could like say to you, like, you're seriously the baddest bitch to ever do it. Like, don't sweat. And who would it be that would like actually fix your problems? I just sounded like Harry. Who would it be?
So it depends.
Who's
It depends
that?
what I'm going through, because
Okay.
I feel like I would want someone who's kind of been through what I've been through.
Let's say a breakup,
Oh, a breakup?
because that's the story here.
Okay, so a divorce.
Yeah, no, I hate to like say the word divorce about people who are actively like happily married.
Yeah.
I think it's like such a bad omen.
Yeah.
And like there are people who like fight with their husbands and like sling that word around. Like we don't. I think the word is like,
okay, so I'm going through something difficult. You know, even though I've been like clowning on her a lot recently, and like she's just like not doing it for me these days, someone who like I really do admire and respect, and like her words would mean a lot, is Kim.
yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
What about you, Tailored?
Dead or alive?
Alive.
Okay. Because Joan obviously like would help.
Yeah.
But I guess unless Teresa Caputo is helping me speak to her, then that's not an option.
And then of course Elon. Like if he told me I could get through it, I could get through anything.
No, but you would need to talk to Kim first to give you the confidence that you could then meet Elon and date him, because you're going through breakups. You're single.
Totally.
Who would you want to date? Like if you were like in a serious way, not like celebrity crush, like who do you think is hot? Like who is a celebrity who you actually think would be like a good husband? Let's say, you know, God forbid, chas v'shalom, it didn't work out with you and Zach.
That's a really crazy question.
Because like I love Joe Manganiello, but I wouldn't want to be married to him. I don't think he would be a good husband, honestly.
No, like I wouldn't want to be married to Elon.
You wouldn't? That would make you the wealthiest woman in America.
Oh, I guess. And so I could just like, because he's kind of not a one woman man.
No, and he's kind of like a toxic partner based on what we know.
Yeah, based on what I read in the book, like it's not all roses. And like, I'm not cut out for that. Like, I don't exist in toxicity. I don't have toxic relationships, like with like mudslinging fights. Like, I'm actually not the right partner for him. Or maybe I could just be like a steady force.
No, but Elon like wasn't put, and I think he would admit this, like he wasn't put on this earth to like be a good husband.
Yeah.
He was put on this earth to, you know, make technological innovations, change, you know, how we travel through space-time continuums, all that. But I don't think like being a other half is in the cards for him.
It's like he said on SNL, like, I'm a genius. You didn't think I was going to be cool too.
Or a good husband too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And also to make a lot of little Elons to carry the work on.
And do you think that like your womb is equipped for that? Because I don't know.
Is hospitable for little Elons?
Right, like a million of them, because he doesn't stop.
Yeah, but he spreads it out. No one woman has really, except for the first wife.
He's kind of like Cody from Sister Wives.
Yeah.
Just like impregnating different women.
But because he's a billionaire. I guess people do give him shit for it anyway. Like, it's not like he gets off scot-free. It's like the running joke.
No, him and Nick Cannon, it's the running joke.
Yeah. But he don't give a rip.
Not a rip.
All is to say, so who would you want to be married to?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't have an answer.
But also, like, we don't really know these people.
No, it's so
I really
true.
couldn't say, because I'm sure, like, the person that we think is the nicest, Peter Facinelli, like, he's maybe a monster
Don't you dare disgrace the great Peter Facinelli.
He's maybe a monster behind closed doors.
There's no way, because we know him and his ex Jenny Garth, who were married and had a kid and had like a kind of tumultuous divorce. We know that they're actually on really good terms now because they did a podcast together. So even like the person who would hate you most in this world, like your ex,
that's true.
like still has respect for you. He's a good person. It's a testament.
Okay. So Peter Facinelli.
Yeah, that's who we'd want to marry. Peter Facinelli.
And anyways, Natalie Portman, she's a girl at the end of the day going through a breakup.
She is. I will say she's not a girl like I particularly like or care about.
No.
So just wanted to say that because like I said, I'm a true American and I'm a hater.
Yeah, no, but the thing is I don't have hate. I don't have love. It's just indifference. I don't really like her iconic movies are not iconic to me.
I never saw Black Swan.
Never like stood out for me.
Yeah.
I missed the boat there.
1000%.
And that's okay.
It is.
That's okay. Our fifth and final story is like some exciting, like, je ne sais quoi, like marketing. Marketing travel historic news, if I may.
That's not a thing, but okay.
Travel historic marketing news, literally. PanAm is bringing luxury back to the skies.
Who remembers that TV show?
I mean, anyone who has a modicum of taste.
A one season wonder on ABC about the fabulous like airline in the 60s. Mm-hmm. Who got their start on that show? Somebody like really famous.
Oh, we'll see it from
somebody
the poster.
really famous that we only know because of PanAm, but now is like super famous.
No, I feel that.
I don't know why I thought it was like Margot Robbie, but it's not.
Okay, so far I don't recognize anyone. Ashley Green.
Margot Robbie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Literally
Sorry,
Margot
I missed
Robbie.
it.
She got her, and Christina Ricci, but
Wait,
like, she was famous before.
obsessed.
Margot Robbie was on PanAm. That's like kind of, I think, what she would consider her first big break.
I'm obsessed. We need to rewatch.
We need to rewatch, even though it was like literally one season. Do more, do better.
Well, what they are doing is they're bringing back those elegant days of flying. So PanAm, the beloved long defunct airline that earned a reputation for cruising in style and great comfort, has announced a special 12-day comeback journey next summer, and it costs a whopping $65,000 for a solo ticket with a slight discount for 2 travelers. Oh my God,
thank
imagine like
God.
doing this by yourself. Like,
I climb into bed and I start feeling sad.
you know who needs to do it?
Brian.
Yeah.
He will. He probably got a free ticket though. Like, because that's so Brian.
Do you think that too? Me and Brian?
Literally.
That's like our Venn diagram converging.
PanAm. It's so true.
Rest assured that number covers most meals and beverages and comes with complimentary swag bags, according to the website.
Just for
From
one
June-
flight?
Yeah, so it's confusing how it's going to work, but from June 27th until July 9th, you can relive a golden age of travel and marvel at your soaring credit card bill as travel company Criterion partners with the shuttered shuttler for an intercontinental extravaganza spanning nearly 2 weeks.
Oh, so it's a 2-week trip. It's
Yeah,
not
there
just
are
one
only
flight.
50 seats open on the commemorative flight. The pricey plan is a circuit from New York to Bermuda, Lisbon, Portugal, Lisbon, Portugal, Marseille, France, London, England, and Foynes,
Kaima.
That's my favorite restaurant.
It is.
Foynes, Ireland, the airline's original transatlantic destinations, and then back to the Big Apple.
Okay, so it's like a 2-week. By the way, Brian's not going to do this. Like, you can't get him like bogged down for 2 weeks. Like, I thought it was like one flight.
You don't think he wants to go to Marseille, France?
No, I think he's going to have a writer of his like do the whole thing and write it out.
Who do you think will go?
I don't know. Also about this, let me say this.
Do you want more deets?
No. What was I
They'll be
gonna
staying
say?
at the Four Seasons in Lisbon, the Waldorf in New York. Oh, I guess the Waldorf should be back open then.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
Let's hope.
Oh, this is what I was going to say, because Mark Cuban was just on Howard Stern talking about this, because it reminds me,
He was talking about this?
No, something similar that it reminded me of. In like the early, I want to say 2000s, American Airlines did a thing where it's like for $145,000, you could get this type of global pass that you could fly anywhere in the world, you and a companion, first class for free, if you paid $145,000
A year.
once, a one-time payment. And it ended up being this like big, like, I don't know how they didn't think it through, but it was like the dumbest thing ever, because anybody who could afford it did it because it made so much sense, and they lost so much money they had to discontinue it. But I do believe that if you bought it, it still to this day is intact, and Mark Cuban ended up transferring it to his dad. He got a one-time transfer. And he was talking about it was like the greatest thing he ever did. He had just sold his company his first company for $6 million. So he wasn't like crazy wealthy, but he had $145,000, and it was like the craziest thing that he ever did. And this reminds me of that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. There are a couple of like famous like flops from airlines releasing things. This is like a one-time, this is like going to be...
That was like our favorite airline song.
Who remembers Delta's song? It was owned by Delta. It was like really an airline geared for kids.
It was like fun. There was there on the TVs, like there was games you would play with the other passengers on the plane.
I'm surprised that wasn't successful, since like kids on airplanes is such a divisive topic, and you would think if there was just like a family-friendly, like geared towards kids airline, that it would be really popular. We flew it all the time as kids.
Yeah, let me Google, like, see why
it flopped. And it was backed by Delta, so it was...
So Song was a low-cost air service within an airline brand opened by Delta. Its main focus was on leisure between the Northeast and Florida. That's literally
It was us. We were always going to Florida.
Yeah, and it was competed with JetBlue.
Yes.
The Song brand was placed on more than 200 flights a day, which carried over 10 million passengers. The airline was notable for affordable prices, luxury amenities.
Oh, look at us.
Look at us. It was dissolved in 2006 following Delta's bankruptcy restructuring, with all of Song's aircrafts, routes, and staff reverting to Delta. Many of Song's more popular features.
Who's bankrupt? Delta or Song?
Delta.
Oh, so it was kind of like not Song's fault.
Not Song's fault. It just kind of fell through the cracks. Many of their more popular features, including leather seating, personal entertainment systems, and simpler booking system, were integrated into Delta flights as part of its post-bankruptcy rebranding.
They had
Its
this, like,
last
media-
flight took off on April 30th, 2006.
We were probably on it. We flew that shit so much because we were like, when we were kids, the only place we were flying like was Florida, like to see our cousins.
No, I'm obsessed.
No, and honestly, I think they should really think about bringing it back, because obviously it was just like a hard time for Delta. 2006, obviously on the cusp of the crash. I think it was a hard time for everyone, but I do think like an airline that's specifically targeted towards family travel.
But nothing that I read was that it was family travel, but it was their low-cost airline.
It was definitely for family travel. I'm sorry. Like,
Look at every
their
headline.
games-
Delta's low-cost brand.
It was their low-cost brand. I didn't even know that. Like, I thought it was like their kids brand.
Yeah. No,
and like the games, like
it was just green and blue.
The TV that everybody had, like had games you could compete like in Sudoku against the person next to you or like anyone on the plane.
You would just get their seat number.
Yeah, it was kind of amazing.
Yeah.
We love that shit.
Bring back song.
Does anybody, like, does song mean anything to anybody else or just us? Let us know.
Sound off in the comments. And did we give you goosebumps?
Right. And do we forgive Ingrid Andress? Lots of questions being posed
She hasn't
today.
asked for forgiveness yet.
So true.
So like, let's wait for the apology and the explanation. Like, feel free to blame it on literally anyone.
Well, that's our show, you guys. Thank you so much for listening to the Toast and Millennium Morning Show, where we deliver the fast 5 stories that you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We are also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So that's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Video, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places. Baby, that's in podcast. Find us. So Toast, leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, about how stunning, about how wickedly talented we are.
Love ya. Bye.